Hey guys, this is Jessica and welcome back to my channel. I know I have been MIA for months and today we are going to be doing a chit chat. Get ready with me so I can tell you what has been going on in my crazy life. But if you are a new subscriber, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. It means the world to me. I can't believe I have as many subscribers as I do. But if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and click that subscribe button. It's free, it doesn't cost you anything, and if you want to get notified of whenever I post new videos, just click the bell right next to it and you will be notified. Also, if you want to add me on social media like my Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, I will have it somewhere around my face and I will have it in the description box down below. Also, everything that I put on my face, I will also have in the description box down below. So if you want to be like, what was that eyeshadow she used? It'll be down there so you can find out. But let's get into this chit chat. Get ready with me. I'm going to start with my foundation and I'm going to be using this Wet n Wild Photo Focused foundation. I have it in the color Rose Ivory, so we're going to see how this works. But yeah, so it has been a hot minute, guys. I know, and I am so sorry for that. Like, I really have no excuse whatsoever. It has been such a stressful couple of months. That looks really pale. But so I was dating this guy. I've been dating this guy since well, that's not too bad. I've been dating this guy since February. Long time already. And you know, in the beginning it was all good, you know, it wasn't bad. Like, this guy, I just like, I don't know if I'm like a pushover or whatever, but you know, I have complained about my issues with him on my Snapchat and stuff like that, and I just feel like I gave this dude so many chances and he just keeps on messing up those chances. Like, dude, this foundation is pretty freaking good. But so like, we'll start at the beginning. Our first date, amazing, so freaking good. You know, one of the best first dates I had ever freaking had. But after that, it just like went downhill. That was at the beginning of February. So Valentine's Day rolls around and this dude did not do anything for me for Valentine's Day, you know, but I kind of gave him a pass because I was like, well, you know, we just started dating, you know, so, you know, maybe that's too soon to be doing stuff like that, but whatever. Didn't get me a card, didn't take me out to eat, and nothing. So this foundation is like a really good color match for me, surprisingly. I thought it was going to be like way too white, but anyways, I digress. So, you know, I let that pass or whatever. So, you know, then he still texts me, but it's like starting to die down and stuff like that. And then he's not calling me as much anymore. And like, I was only seeing him maybe, I was lucky to see him once a week or once every 2 weeks, you know, so it was not the kind of relationship that I thought it was going to be. But moving on to the downfall of this relationship, or to me, the downfall, he thinks we're still together, but no, there's no freaking way we're still together. So maybe about 2 weeks before my birthday, he went into the hospital and he had some issues going on, And so he was at the hospital. So I was like, well, do you want me to, you know, come up there to sit with you, to be with you, so you're not by yourself? And he told me no, he just wanted to be by himself. And I thought that was a little bit strange, because like, why wouldn't you want your girlfriend to come up there to be with you if you're by yourself? But okay, whatever. So, but he said that, you know, but if they have to admit me overnight, will you come up here to be with me? I was like, yeah, sure, you know. So that was at like 2 o'clock on that day, and I never heard back from him. So I didn't hear from him till the next day at 8 o'clock at night, and they had transferred him to Galveston, and all his family was up there with him, which, okay, awesome, that's great. But you know, I don't know if I should have felt the way that I did, but I was like, why wouldn't you call me and let me know that they're transferring you to Galveston, number one. I could have driven up there to be with you. Number two, why wouldn't you let me know so I could come up there? You know, like, why wouldn't you want me to be up there with you? That's what I wasn't understanding. So I don't know. So he got mad at me. He said I was being selfish. I was making it all about me because I was asking him about, like, well, I guess you're not going to my birthday stuff. And yeah, maybe I shouldn't have asked him that at that time or whatever, but you know, I was trying to make plans for my birthday, okay? So he hangs up on me, and he was like, then he sends me a text message like, really, I can't believe you're acting this way and you're making it all about you. I was like, dude, you just hung up on me, like, come on. So then you know, we didn't talk for a couple days, and you know, I sent him, you know, text messages, you know, to see how he was doing, because I kind of figured, like, if I didn't do that, maybe he would come back on me and be like, well, you know, I almost died, and you know, you just didn't care about me or whatever, you know. And like, anybody that knows me will tell you I am the least selfish person out there. I am not a selfish person by any means. So I was kind of irritated that he was saying that about me, but you know, whatever, dude. So, you know, then we didn't talk for a little while and stuff like that. And he was in Houston with his family, you know, while he was recovering, you know. So I was like, okay, you know, whatever. So then he comes home, and he comes over, and you know, I didn't think that was the time to like go into things like stuff like that. So by then my birthday starts to roll around. This is where it really starts going downhill. So my birthday was on a Thursday. So he texted me on my birthday saying, good morning, happy birthday. I was like, oh, okay, thank you. And I had invited him because some of my friends were taking me out to eat that night for my birthday. And I mentioned it to him, and I said, if you want to come, you're more than welcome to come along, you know. But call me on my birthday. He did not come to see me on my birthday. He didn't do any of that. And I was just like, is this normal behavior? Like, why wouldn't you come to see me on my actual birthday? But, you know, whatever. Maybe he was busy. I don't know. But like I said, I didn't hear from him that entire rest of the day. So I was already irritated at that point. So then Friday, I didn't have any plans. So I didn't hear from him at all on Friday. Not a text, not a phone call. Didn't come to see me because he's not working because he just had this surgery, right? So I was like, really? Are we doing this? Okay. So then Saturday rolls around, which was the wrestling show that I have bought us tickets for. And I bought these tickets, you know, weeks ago when we were still on good terms. So I messaged him and I was like, so are you and your son still going to wrestling? And he was like, oh yeah. And you know, in my mind, I'm thinking, well, of course you are, because these tickets are free because I bought them. So of course you're gonna go to that, you know? Whatever. So, and I messaged him. I said, please don't be late. Because the past couple times he has gone, he has been an hour or so late. So I told him what time it started. I said, please don't be late, you know, because I had the ticket, so I couldn't go in until he got there. So I told him, I said, be there at 6:30. So waiting. I didn't hear nothing from him. So I finally heard from him at 6:30. He texted me saying that he's just now leaving. And I was thinking, okay, well, you know, it starts at 7, so that's still enough time for him to get here, you know, so okay. So I'm waiting. 7 o'clock rolls around, he's still not there. And I'm just, and being late is one of my pet peeves. Like, I cannot stand it when people are late. So I call. Of course he doesn't answer because he never answers my phone calls. So I'm calling. And finally he picks up at like 7:05 saying he's 10 minutes away. I'm like, okay, well, I can wait another 10 minutes. So waiting. I'm waiting till 7 freaking 20. And I'm like, you know what? Screw this. I'm going in. This dude does not get there till 7:40. An hour, almost an hour late. No, an hour late because they open the doors at 6:30. So I'm just like, I was so irritated at this point. I was just over it. So, you know, he finally gets there and stuff, and I guess he thought I was being kind of cold to him, which I was, because I was irritated at the whole situation and stuff. And, you know, from him not being in contact with me to coming to the thing that's free, I'm like, really, dude? So, you know, wrestling is finished and all that. He walks me to my car, you know, and it didn't offer to give me money for the tickets, you know, nothing like that. So the entire time during wrestling, he was on his phone, texting whoever he was texting. Of course, he said it was his sister. And then he was talking about his baby mama, and then he was talking about, you know, his tooth hurting, his crown fell off. So I'm thinking to myself, oh, he is not going to show up to my birthday lunch. He's not going to show up to my birthday lunch. Schedule my birthday lunch for Sunday because the restaurant was like totally booked up and stuff. So I told him, I said, well, you know, are you going to still come to my birthday lunch? And of course he said yes, which I knew was a lie. So I said, okay, well, you know, we're meeting at 1, so if you want to be there at that time, you know, you can be there, or you can come over early. Which he said that that's what he was going to do. He's going to come over, you know, early, and we could spend time together and all that, and then we could ride over to the restaurant together. So I'm like, okay. So Sunday morning gets here, and I didn't get a text message, I didn't get a phone call, you know, so I was like, well, he's probably not gonna show up, you know, because that's what I've come to expect of him. You know, every time he says he's gonna come, he never does. Every time he says, oh, I'm gonna come over and see you and we're gonna spend time together, or I'm gonna call you, he never does, you know. So that's how I feel with this dude. With this 10 minutes till the time we're supposed to meet, and I get a text message from him and him saying that, hey, you know, my tooth is hurting me really bad, and you know, I'm staying at home, love you. I was like just over it at that point in time, because again, you are embarrassing me in front of my family who knows that you're supposed to be coming, and you just are choosing not to, you know. People like, oh, well, you know, where's your boyfriend? Like, oh, you know, he just didn't want to show up, you know. But you could go to wrestling and sit through wrestling and eat popcorn and eat candy and drink water, but you can't go somewhere and just sit there just to be with me. Whatever, dude. So yeah, so I had my birthday thing after that. Then I didn't hear from him for the entire rest of the day, because I wasn't going to text him because I feel like I shouldn't have to. So I didn't hear from him, and after that, haven't really heard from him since. Like, he would text me like every other day, you know, and we never had like a conversation or talked about anything. So you know, if I don't hear from you in a week and you're supposed to be my boyfriend and you are choosing not to communicate with me, I can't be in a relationship like that. I cannot be in a relationship where you think it's okay to go an entire week or over a week and not have any communication with me whatsoever, and not text me, not call me. Every time I call you, you never answer. I don't know what you've been doing. I have no idea what's going on. So I changed my relationship status on Facebook to being single because I am single. And I told him, like, he would text me, you know, he texted me on Friday saying, you know, that he misses me so much and that he's ashamed because he lost me. And I told him, I said, look, I told you what you needed to do. I said, you need to call me or come over and have this conversation with me. But you are choosing not to. You are actively choosing not to have any communication with me whatsoever. I have no idea why he is choosing not to do this. I am like dumbfounded by this dude. Friday, I told him, I said, if you want to have this conversation, you need to call me or see me. And he said that he would call me later. Did he call me later? Of course not. And since then, I've had a couple text messages from him where he said that he loves me and that we're still together, that I'm not single. I have no idea where he is getting this information from. I have no idea. So I was like, I said, dude, I'm not gonna say his name, but I was like, dude, you have been MIA for over a week. Therefore, I am single. You may think I'm not single, but I am single. So he said that he was gonna come over on Monday and we would talk and have a conversation. And here's another thing, like, this dude plays such mind games with me, like, because he like texted me one day, the day that I went to go see the Avengers movie, and he was saying how he's been doing a lot of thinking and blah 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 blah, and I've been doing a lot of thinking about stuff. And I was like, okay, and then just nothing. How are you gonna say, I've been doing a lot of thinking about things, and then you just don't say anything? What kind of, who plays mind games like that? You know, like, I know you are not that busy during the day not to call me or anything. Like, I do not understand this whatsoever. To me, there is nothing more to talk about. There's nothing left to talk about. Whatever conversation we would have would be pointless to me because I am just over the entire situation. From this relationship, what I have learned is I have learned that sometimes I am a pushover. Like, I put up with so much from this dude, you know. I feel like I put up with so much from him because he was the first guy I really liked in a long time, that we had a really good connection when we were together. He didn't get on my nerves. Like, I could see a future with him, and I enjoyed spending time with him. Now, we didn't spend that much time together, but the times that we did, I did enjoy it. But at the same time, I also felt like he was never going to include me in his life because his son was so important to him, which I totally understand that. But if you're dating someone and you're telling them that I'm going to marry you one day, I want you to have my kids, like, you would have to include me in your life also. And I just felt like he was never going to do that. I want a boyfriend that if I call him, he is gonna answer my phone calls. Of course, if he's at work, I totally understand that. But if I know that you're at home and you're just choosing not to answer my phone calls, I want to be with someone who wants to be with me. It doesn't just say it, like, their actions show the same thing. And, you know, what he was saying and his actions were totally different. But I want to have someone who wants to spend time with me and who answer my phone calls and wants to know about what I have going on in my life. And I feel like it wasn't that with him. I just wanted it to be different, and I was trying to get him to see that I was not happy and that I wanted it to be different. And I would have so many conversations with him saying how things need to change, I need to see you more, and it never happened. So it is what it is. Like, you can't force someone to want to be in a relationship with you or want it to work, you know. I kind of feel like he liked the idea of the relationship, but I don't think he was really ready to put 100% into it. And I felt like an afterthought. I felt like I did not feel special. And like my mom always says, you know, if you're in a relationship and he isn't making your life better, what are you doing in the relationship? So yeah, I felt like that. So I think he says that because he doesn't want me to be with anybody else. But if you didn't want me to be with anybody else, you should have been a better boyfriend. Deserves to be treated that way and be in a relationship like that. I put up with so much from him, and I just couldn't do it anymore. But so, and then like I was being so stressed out over, you know, wondering like, are we together? Are we not together? You know, like, what is going on? And I started to emotionally eat and gain back some of my weight I had lost, and I was like, I can't do this. Like, it has to end. What has been going on with me? I know, like, I have been MIA, and I'm sorry for that. I'm an emotional person, and like, I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to have to deal with it. I did not want to sit here and cry to y'all about it, because so many people said, well, Jessica, just dump him, just get rid of him. And I was just giving him like chance after chance after chance, and I felt stupid. I felt like my friends and my family were looking at me like, Jessica, like, what the F are you doing, you know? I felt like I looked like a chump, and I felt like I looked like I was weak. And I don't want people to look at me like I am a weak person, because I'm not a weak person. But that's what's been going on with me. I'm sorry for the absence. I know people have been messaging me like, hey, where you at, girl? But I'm gonna be coming back doing makeup reviews. I have to get back on my diet and losing weight, because my back has been starting to hurt me again, and I've been having issues with it again. So I definitely have to get back on my diet. So but yeah, but thank you so much for watching this chit chat get ready with me, and just listening to me bitch and moan about my life and things that have been going on. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you're having a better time than me here lately, and I will see you on the next one, guys. Bye.